Picture this. The year is 1995. The internet has just been made public. With the power of the internet, an entirely new world has been opened up for us. We can discover many great things that many have not even heard of. People learn about different cultures. They learn about stuff they couldn't even learn in their own schools.
And then that leads us to right now. We are going to be reviewing something that I bet you haven't even heard of. Now, normally I do video game reviews, but this time I found something that really intrigued me and I wanted to give it a proper audience. So I'm deciding to make this video in hopes of spreading the audience because I really like this show. The show is called Kaiketsu Zorori. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that, but I believe that is what it is called. Now, I have actually finished the entire first season of the show, and I found this show amazing. This is only going to be about episode 1, so hopefully just pique your little interest so I don't gotta worry about spoilers for the rest of the show, because it gets a lot better from then on. Now, you might realize it's pretty hard to actually find this. After all, you could find pictures, you could find potential, facts about it, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to actually see it because it's pretty hard to find. That's when you figure out this is the internet. You could practically find anything you want on the internet. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy Kaiketsu Zorori.
Kaiketsu Zorori is an anime based on the manga of the same name, which has started from 1987 and is still going strong, which means it's in its 30th anniversary, which is very impressive for just a simple manga. Our main protagonist is a mischievous fox by the name of Zorori. He is accompanied by his fellow companions Ishishi and Noshishi, and together they plan on getting a Zorori castle and getting Zorori married to a beautiful wife, whoever she may be, all in the name of her mother, who has died of an unknown reason. The episode starts off with Zorori singing about how he plans to become a traveler and an evil genius. He discovers a city that he can practice the start of his trouble.
This is something I like about the show a lot. They make the bad guy the good guy, the protagonist. That is amazing, because not many shows actually do that. However, they might make him like, oh, they're a good guy, they do great things, it's just they were bad once. I like this show because, okay, yes, he does do good things later on. However, he's technically a bad guy. He still does bad things in the show. And I find that great. I love the idea where this is going.
But then Zorori dies!
Oh, I guess he wasn't our main character then. Was he?
So yeah, kinda like Newton's third law, for everything smart that Zorori does, there's always something that happens to ruin it.
So with all these themes going around about it, this show can actually be pretty relatable at times. Sure, it's not like, oh, you're gonna go on an adventure and actually do that. That would be amazing if you do. I fully appreciate if you do. But there's some things that you might not do, but this show is actually really relatable. You can relate to what the character does. Sure, there might be some little jokes about Japan culture that they put in. However, it's still a really entertaining show, and I like the way they pull it off a lot. The comedy is actually really good in the show.
Shortly after visiting town, he discovers Ishishi and Noshishi, which are a play on the word boar in Japan, which I find really darn creative. Anyway, they were trying to get some food for themselves, but they didn't have enough money for it, and the store clerk would not budge. Zorori steps in as if to stop the argument. But then the man at the booth gets pranked! So soon enough, Zorori becomes friends. But now here's the part you've all been waiting for, Zorori to actually do some mischief. He learns about a myth going around the town about a dragon, so he brings the myth to reality and he steals the princess. This makes the king pretty darn angry and declare that anyone who saves the princess will get to marry her. Zorori takes advantage of this and accepts the offer, even though he's the one who started all this.
So wait, who am I supposed to be cheering for? The post-groom Arthur or Zorori? I can't tell. At this point, it doesn't really matter who wins, but that does not stop Zorori from pulling a few more pranks.
Zorori and Arthur first head to the armor shop. Zorori uses the help of his followers Ishishi and Noshishi to trick Arthur into switching his gear for a sword made of ice, armor made out of paper, and a shield that just tricks them all together. This is followed by rerouting Arthur to a meal shop owned by Zorori for some reason for an omusubi.
I am very sorry if I said that wrong. Please don't get upset. I am not the best at Japanese.
An omusubi is a Japanese rice ball. However, this one is scaled much more larger. As Arthur runs from this in a giant escape sequence, he stops it by the help of a little snake that's close by.
Later throughout the series, Zorori does even crazier stuff than that. But enough of that. It's time to see how Arthur handles the dragon.
During this battle, Arthur finds out everything that was wrong with his gear, and then he passes out from the said shield from before. This gives enough time for Zorori to defeat the dragon, and Zorori to act like he just got the princess for defeating the dragon. Arthur then figures out that this was actually all just an elaborate prank, and he uses the giant rice ball from earlier, from the snake, to reveal that there was no dragon, which I find is pretty unique thinking. The episode then ends with Ishishi and Noshishi siding with Zorori, and then following him for a chance at a Zorori castle and a bride just for his mother.
This is the perfect way of describing the plot of this entire show. It's just right there, subtle, saying Zorori is going on adventures with his friends in hopes of getting a castle and a bride for his mother who died of an unknown reason. It's a great show. I highly recommend it. There are some episodes that are very, very heartwarming. It gets close to here. And if you would just tell your friends about this, that would make me very happy, because this show is fantastic. I actually love it so much. I don't want to say any more, because I'm afraid I might spoil some stuff. So, if you are interested in the show, links are in the description. Just be a bit careful, because they might open up a pop-up. Just close out of the popped up tab and you'll be all good. Until then, see ya!